What's up, guys? This is Shane coming at you from Team COG. Today we got a great duel for you. Uh, these are two decks that I myself have personally built. They're two decks that I love. Um, the first one is going to be me piling my Magical Musketeers. It's a great deck. It's just came out in Spirit Warrior set, and I love the deck and I love the concept and I love the abilities it has. Second deck is going to be my Kozmos, piloted by Charles today. This deck came out forever ago, and everybody remembers when it ran the meta. So, still a great competitor. Yeah, it misses that one dark. It misses those Dark Destroyers being at one, but it's still a great card. Or whole deck actually. Moving on, we're on game one. I managed to open pretty good. He ghost overed my Starfire in the beginning, but I was able to get a cast bar off of it, so it didn't really matter. The only reason that would be really that bad is because if I was trying to go for a rank 4, which you don't really do much. So I was able to Desires and get the Banish 10, which is it's a great card in this because you end up getting 3 cards if you're able to resolve all your monsters. It's especially with Caspar, it's just a great card. So he has no responses for that. Looks like I get to draw mine and I get to search. I'm checking what I needed. He's hand shuffling a lot. He's trying to figure out what he's gonna do. I summon my Doc off the normal summon or my double summon from earlier, and then I pass turn. First thing he starts with is the ye old terraforming. Gotta have that search for those field spells. Cosmos is the first deck that actually really did do accent on the field spells, so that's gotta have them. So first he activates that. I don't activate the Dock because I feel like I can use it to recycle a better card later, so I don't want to use it quite yet. He goes and activates the Kozmo Town. We're discussing what he's doing with it. So he's doing the shuffle. I actually have a Ghost Ogre in hand, so I want to know if it's going to be worth shuffling it, so I'm having him explain what he's doing. He decides to only shuffle one, so I decided it's not worth the Ghost Ogre for it, even though that'd be a -1 for him. I think the Ghost Ogre is going to be more important, and it turns out I'm right. Then he keeps hand shuffling. He's thinking about what he's going to do, and he ends up activating Reasoning. I think. But just give it a second. He's thinking about his plays, thinking what he can do, and there's the Reasoning. So I decide to ash that. So he's done. That's his whole play. He sets 1 and passes turn. I summon another Dock. My hand's kind of bricky, but we'll see what I can get pulled off of here. I decide just to go into attack mode with the cast bar and attack into him for a good chunk of damage. 20, 36 it looks like. No. It'd be 4,000 damage. Alright, so I pass turn, he draws. I'm pretty loaded in this. I've got a lot of stuff to counter him. He shuffles 2 cards in the deck. I think he's trying to dig for a pilot. He doesn't have very much in hand, and I think he just really wants to try and get to a pilot. I think he opened a lot of ships in the first hand, and I don't think he had the advantage of drawing into a pilot that last one. So I think he's going to try again. For this, he ends up going for, what's he going for? I think he ends up with a tin can, summoning a tin can. Yep. With the tin can doesn't stand a chance. Cross domination as soon as the end phase effect goes off. He has no search. I'm super confused on why he didn't tag out. I add cross domination just in case he tries to do it next turn if it lasts long enough. I know that it's not going to be able to do anything, but it will help me overpower some of his smaller ships if I need to. I don't have anything big enough, so adding if he has something that's untargetable, I'm kind of boned. But he passes turn. I draw for turn. This makes I just decide to declare, see if he has anything. He lets it go through. He scoops it up. He decides that he's not gonna get anywhere. This would have been game anyway. All he had was a Max C and a Kozmo Town. Finds out he doesn't have a ship to tag out. So that's the end of game 1. Moving on. This is game 2 was a lot more interesting. A lot of plays happened, so the game's a lot longer. That first one was only about 5 minutes. This one's going to go for about 15. It's actually a much better duel to watch. So we get our table shuffling done. We get everything set up. Got my Pokey in the middle. He draws 5. He's going first this time around. He activates Terraforming. Terraforming adds him that oh so important Kozmo Town. So as plays continue, he's going for Hydroll and lock that. No shuffling back, no trying to recycle his resources off of that Kozmo Town this game. At least not for this turn. I forget what he does right now. Looks like he's hand shuffling, thinking about his plays. I have a pretty good hand, but I don't think I'm going to be able to play through it. Yeah, let's see what I get. I summon the dock, so my hand was not amazing. I think I opened ties though, so no, I did not. I crashed into his Ghost Ogre, which he said. That's how bad he bricked. He draws his card for turn. I guess I pass turn. He activates the Kozmo Town to shuffle. Shuffling. How many does he shuffle? 1 second. He shuffles 2. Shuffles 2. He's going in. I let him. I have nothing to cut. I have a Desperado in hand, but I don't want to stop the Kozmo Town. I feel like it's not worth him getting that search for whatever he wants if he's trying to dig already. So he draws 2. I forget what he draws into. He ends up summoning Wicked Witch. Wicked Witch is big enough to get over the dock, but I activate Desperado, targeting the Wicked Witch. Then I strike it when he activates his effect for it to not be destroyed. I'm able to control the board for quite a while, which is what the Musketeers do. Unfortunately, for the fact that he got started and I wasn't able to see what I needed quick enough, I actually have a hard time. I think he's able to make the playoff before I am. I forget what I just get over the Ghost Ogre this turn. I'm not able to use the dock because I know that if I use the dock, he'll just combo with the Ghost Ogre and pop it. So I can't do that. I pass turn. He summons Tin Can. Tin Can effect. In phase effect, he's pointing 3 out of his deck. It's Eclipser, Slip Rider, and I think he goes Dark. Nope, Forerunner. Dark Destroyer, I think, is in his hand at the current time. I end up picking off the Eclipser, which is a horrible thing for me. I end up not being able to activate my traps, which is the only thing I really had in my hand at the time. And Doc with steady hands would not be strong enough to pick it up anyway. So he does that. He does Dark Destroyer, and he floats into a new pilot.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
He goes Dark Lady in case I try to use the effect to add back. It was a really good choice on his part because I was not able to use Doc's effect to do anything. I activate Ties of the Brethren, and he Max sees it. He sees Max C quite a bit during these games. I summon Caspar and get Brave off of the Ties. I activate the Doc's effect to try and activate the Dark Lady. He does it. I don't think he cared at this point. I think he figured out he had pretty good control of the board. I'm trying to make a comeback, but I really don't have too many options with it. I, I decided instead of summoning Caspar in defense, I'll summon him in attack, which I think I should have. No. No, I take that back and I set him in defense. I activate double summon on the Caspar so that I can get an additional search. She uses the effect to tag out and special summons the Eclipser. Alright, I decide to add. What do I add? If I was smart, I would have added Steady Hands so that I can get over that Eclipser, but I can't. Yep, I add Steady Hands. He's figuring out what he still has in hand. He has 2 in hand, I do believe. I only, with the Eclipse, with the Steady Hands, I only have 2 in hand as well. I can't remember what I do next. Still was a couple nights ago, so I can't really quite remember. We're still wearing our Christmas sweaters. We also did this video at Christmas, so it's fun. That magical Musketeer deck or mat was actually a Christmas gift from Charles. So I can't remember if I passed turn. I think I passed turn for some reason. I don't know why. That's weird. I don't know why I passed turn. Oh, Ties of the Brethren. I did not have a battle phase that turn. My bad. He activates the Good Witch's effect to pay 500 and flip my Kid Brave face down. He knows it's the only one that I can make strong enough to beat his Eclipser, and he don't think he wants that to happen. I think he knows he's got this pretty well in the game, in the bag. He attacks over he uses the Good Witch to attack over the Kid Brave. I use the Steady Hands on Caspar to make him 4,000 defense, so he takes 1,000. You've seen him almost activate Arrival there. He's contemplating on whether he should go into it. I had Steady Hands off his Caspar's effect, trying to just stall a little bit. He activates that Kozmo Town again. He uses the effect of Kozmo Town. I Last Stand It. He uses Kozmo Town's on destruction effect to search. We're disputing whether he gets the search because I negated the effect while it was on before. I negated the activation of this field spell. However, we do believe that it gets it a search because of the fact that it was technically on field when it was negated and destroyed. If you guys know what that actual ruling would be, just let us know in the comments below. Yeah, I think I decided to scoop it up here. I know that I have the Steady Hands in hand, but I think I don't see too many ways out of this. I think he ends up going Dark Destroyer and popping it. I can't remember quite, though. He's doing some math, and he pays 500 for Tin Can's effect to add 3. He goes for another Dark Eclipser, a Slip Rider, and Farm Girl. We do the standard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it goes for Slip Rider. He banishes the Tin Can for a Forerunner, leaving him with another untargetable ship. And the fact that my monsters are so small makes me pretty hard to get over it. So I switch Caspar to attack. Not sure quite why. Steady hands. Targeting Caspar. Affect a Caspar to search. I think I add Kid Brave off of this. I'm kind of running out of plays. I'm backed up against the wall. I can't really do much. All I have in hand is a Desperado. Desperado's not going to do me any good with that Eclipser on board. So he's looking through his cards, making sure he's not missing anything. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to add. I'm coming down to the conclusion that all I can do is really go for a rank 3. Rank 3s aren't the best. I have Break Sword in my deck, but Break Sword's not going to do anything against the field of untargetable monsters. So I don't know. Remember what we're talking about? If you guys are liking the video so far, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to probably try and do more of these commentary videos. So far, the one for Magical Musketeers versus True Draco Demise is doing pretty good. We're enjoying doing these. I hope you guys are liking these duel videos. So I add Kid Brave. He fans out my graveyard to check out what I have. Counts cards in hand. I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do. I'm trying to weigh my options and decide what's the best course of action. I finally decided on overlaying into Hades. Um, he's a good Xyz. He was the only one I could think of at the moment that he's a non-targeting. What I forgot to do was I planned on going into M7 and I just didn't. And I was planning on getting rid of that Eclipser so that maybe I could use the Desperado next turn, but I completely forgot. And I flip over my cards and I scoop them up because I'm just not going to make it. As we move on to Game 3, I'd like to comment. It's actually pretty good duels. Magical Musketeers are a great deck, and so is Kozmos. Both of them kind of have to get set up, though. Cosmos don't have the explosiveness as they used to without the Dark Destroyers, so Fire King Island build's still an option, but you can't use the Xyz as much, so. Alright, I open Kid Brave with a Ties of the Brethren, summoning Caspar and Dark. I don't remember. I think I used Kid Brave's effect. He draws 1 off of his Maxi. I discard the Dock to draw 2. I don't remember drawing in anything good, if I'm being 100%. Double summon on Caspar. Back to search. He's shuffling his cards, seeing if he has any hand traps or anything to counter me. He already dropped the Maxi. Unfortunately, the Ties of the Brethren makes it so that I'm not able to use any more special summons. So that double summon's going to come in real handy. So, normal summon another Caspar, just in case he manages to get rid of the first one. Got a backup. Pass turn, he activates Kozmo Town. Summons Farm Girl during damage calc. I think I activate Cross Domination. Yep, Cross Domination on Farm Girl. Farm Girl dies because it's during damage calculation and she can't tag out. After that, I think he passes turn. He might. Nope. Scoop. He uses Kozmo Town to shuffle 3 cards back into his deck. I cut for. He resolves to draw 3. I don't have any responses. He activates Reasoning. This time around, I do not have an Ash. All he's able to do is special summon a Ghost Ogre in defense, which is happening a lot these games. He sets 1. At this point, I think I pretty much have it. He hasn't been able to pull out very much. I activate Pot of Desires on Casper. Again, banish 10, draw 2, and search 1. It's a pretty good combo, and it's really important to the deck. He Ghost Ogres it. Caspar still gets the search, though. And I still have 3 monsters on field. He doesn't have too much to respond at this point. Now you no longer can activate the Ghost Ogre, and he's burned the 1 of Max C. I use the effect to search and add Calamity. Yep, Calamity. I want to use her to special summon the Caspar back next turn, if it's at all possible. So I summon the Calamity, and then I end up setting a strike behind her, which I think is a major misplay on my part. I leave the Caspar in defense, and I attack with just the Kid Brave, the Doc, and the Calamity, bringing his lifelines down a large toll. Set 1, pass. He activates Back to the Front, and I activate Last Stand on that Back to the Front. Last Stand's an amazing card, negates a spell or trap for free almost. It just has to control Magical Musketeer, an amazing counter trap. He activates Kozmo Town's effect, shuffle again. He's trying to dig for something, anything to get there. He shuffles 3, then shuffles his entire hand back. He's trying to dig for a pilot, I think. I think he opened all ships this game. So he's trying to dig for a pilot. I activate Droll and Lock. He does Tin Can. He floats out, and he floats into a Dark Lady. Dark Lady is a strong card against the deck because you don't get the thing. He can easily negate and destroy one of my Magical Musketeers, but however, can easily negate my Magical Musketeers, but I'm not too scared, for I have that strike set, and I feel like I'm a little too well set up at this point for him to really interfere with my plays with just the Dark Lady. However, I don't know what he has in hand. He ends up, I don't use the strike this game, I think. I activate Double Summon using the Doc's effect. He tries to tag out with the Dark Lady from the Slip Rider. However, the Slip Rider will not work because it is the same level as Dark Lady, and you can't tag out from a 5 to a 5, unfortunately. So he scoops it up. He knows he's going to lose. And that's the end of Game 3. I really hope you guys enjoyed the Duel video.